co-founder of the POLKADOT platform. So I'm going to go over a little backstory on how I learned about Polkadot and how I got involved with Polkadot and what led me to join their community and their ecosystem. So in about almost 2015, I co-founded a company called Digix, and this was very early in 2015. That's me and my two co-founders. That's Anthony and Casey. And this is Gavin Wood before he launched Ethereum. So we met the entire Ethereum Foundation in Singapore, and we launched one of the first apps onto the Ethereum blockchain. So that's how I learned about Gavin Wood and his whole team. One thing that was very apparent when I met Gavin Wood was this guy he's crazy, and he's like a genius. And he knows how to solve problems very quick. And he's very creative, and he always has like an idea for something. So after running this startup for about a year and a half, I left due to some issues with the direction of the startup. And I went to then found another company called MEETUP. And so MEETUP is a investigations marketplace for private investigators to sign up, and regular people can basically use the platform to hire an investigator. So I ran this platform for 2 years. I ran it from here in Taipei. And we got a lot of exposure, a lot of media attention in Taiwan, in the US, and many other countries. We were featured on the news, and this was in San Francisco. Anyway, so after running this startup for 2 years, I learned about the issues in this industry. And what I did was I then took what I learned and I went to my friends and I raised money. I raised about $150,000 US, and I took that and raised more money. I went to I went to a local network, like a blockchain network, and in the south, in southern Taiwan, in Kaohsiung, and he helped me to raise more money. So 150,000, we raised another like 50K. And then with that, I was able to start my community and start like a really massive fundraising campaign. So with that, I created a lot of marketing. I started to create like a community online and get a lot of exposure. And that led us to go into one of the top launchpads in the space. It's called Oxford. This is one of the top launchpads for raising money and launching a token. We applied to a total of 65 launchpads, and out of the 65, there were 13 launchpads that got back to us and agreed to raise money for us. So with this launchpad, we raised $650,000 US, and half of that money went to launching our token, and the rest was left to build the platform. So a lot of things happened in between that time. That was in 2021, and they had brought on another launchpad, who then actually sold off our market after we launched it in the first month. So it caused our token to drop because they sold it off. This happens very often, and I'm going to leave that up to why Polymet is so important and why you should consider using Polymet to raise money. So after building for about a year and a half, our team, my assistant, was looking for different incubators for us to basically apply to. And she found the POLKADOT Blockchain Academy, which is founded by Gavin Wood. And as you know, I met Gavin Wood back in 2015, and we worked together briefly. So we applied, and there were about some 4,000 people that applied, and they got back to, I think it was like 90 students. And they did an interview, and they said, okay, so actually we already decided to hire to accept you, but why do you feel like your startup should be part of the POLKADOT Blockchain Academy? And I just explained to them that when I met Gavin a long time ago, I felt that he was the one really changing the industry and creating smart contracts and had a real vision. And they felt that because of that, we were a good fit. So I'm going to share pictures of the POLKADOT Blockchain Academy. But first, what I'll do is I will show you their website. Because I really recommend every one of you here, even if you're not a founder or you're not a developer, you can actually apply to the PBA. And if they feel that you have a certain character that they're looking for, they're going to take you in. And then when you get into the PBA, they're going to teach you everything about blockchain from 0 to 100 in 5 weeks. And it's really, really intense. And it's really emotional because you're going through this program. And they're saying that they're going to kick out 30 to 40% of the students if you don't keep up. And so it's really challenging. So they teach you all this stuff here. Cryptography, game theory, all this stuff, governance, smart contracts. They teach you how to make smart contracts. They teach you frameworks, what are palettes, how to make a parachain. It's really just endless. And it's 5 weeks, and you're literally going to class from Monday to Saturday, and you're in class from anywhere from 7 in the morning till 6 at night, and you have homework after that, and you have to keep up, because if you don't pass the quiz or pass the exam or the assignment, and you miss it twice, then you're eliminated. It's like a squid game. It's like a squid game in real life. And they'll actually come to your hotel room early in the morning with that note. They'll knock on your door and say you need to leave. You have 24 hours to pack up yourself and leave. And it happened to 30% of the students in my cohort. It's terrifying. So here are some of the instructors. Most of these guys taught us. There's some people that aren't here, I think. But yeah, all these guys were there. All these people were. This was a classmate of mine, Max. Casper is the co-founder of POLKADOT, which I'm going to tell you about later. And so yeah, pretty much once you get into this cohort, PBA, it's kind of like a stamp of approval. They vetted you, they trust you, and you get access to all the resources. So when we were there, let's see. This is not very interesting. I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to pull up all the projects that were in PBA. I'll show you guys that instead. Let's see. It's okay, let me just keep going. I'll show you guys photos instead. Too much trouble. So here are some photos. This was our very first day. So there's students from over 60 countries that get together. And we're all living in the Meridian Hotel. It's a 5-star hotel in Hong Kong. Yeah, and it was on a Hong Kong island. The cost per night was about $150, and they had 90 students. So they spent $1.5 million for this 5-week program. It's insane, right? So here's our classmates. It's just the entire thing, first day. It's a lot of photos, actually. So let's look at it like this, actually. So these are us in class. We have to interact a lot. There's a competition. There's a pitching competition. So you see it's very diverse. You have people from 60 countries all living together and competing with each other. This is Anta from Mandala Chain. Somebody was asking me that. It was you, right? So that's him right there. And so when you work with these, when you go to class with these people, you get to know them really well. a lot of our developers. 60% of the classmates are actually developers. And so you get access to people that are just really good at what they do, and they're willing to work with you pretty much for free once you go to PBA. But if you didn't have access to PBA, it would be very hard for you to reach these people, to get them to trust you. So going to PBA is a huge advantage. So when you want to speak, you have to use this cube, and you have to take turns. Like they'll throw it to you, and then you can speak. This was the first day. So 30% of us in here, 30% got eliminated. And then, let's see, keeps going. A lot of stuff, they have parties. A lot of networking. They introduce you to their investors. This is my good friend. He doesn't believe in wearing shoes, so everywhere he went, he was barefoot. Even to the investment meetings, it was crazy. So you meet a lot of people that they think outside of the box, and they don't conform to our society. They do things very different, and that's something very interesting about PBA. They invite all the people that they feel are outliers in society. So if you think different and you think outside of the box, and you don't conform to society, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for people just like that. And you want to just meeting a bunch of crazy people at this cohort. It's very intense. So yeah, most of these classmates all became my really good friend. There's some people you're not going to get along with, just like any school. Let's see. Oh, there's me. I'm speaking I'm doing like a pitch practice. This was the first week. They basically said, we want you to pitch what you have, and we're going to teach you how to refine your pitch leading up to the final competition at the end of the program. So, yeah, more photos. I'll try to wrap up because there's too many photos. But yeah, you'll be spending a lot of time in class, sitting in class, asking questions, and they take attendance, so you have to show up. Like, if you don't show up, they're going to mark it, and if you continuously stop showing up, they're going to ask you to leave. This is getting close to graduation, and everyone is just getting really exhausted and fatigued. People are complaining, and everyone's gaining weights because they give you like a buffet in the morning every day, and everyone's like stressed out and eating too much. So yeah, this is close to graduation. So William is from Talisman. He also lives here in Taipei with his wife and 2 kids. He couldn't make it today because he's in New York. But he'll be back in about 2 weeks. And we can have another meetup in Indonesia. He's become a good friend of mine. He's no longer with Talisman. So he's like a free agent. He's basically going around and he's helping different projects apply to grants on Up and Go. Let me try to get through everything. There's too many photos. Too many photos here. Oh, this was the final pitch competition. So they invited some of their biggest investors to listen to the pitches and evaluate. And so they give you access to everything. They give you access to the team. They give you access to their network, their investor network. Gavin Wood showed up. All the core members showed up. Yeah, and this is pretty much getting to the end. So we were based in Cyberport. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Cyberport. Cyberport is it's like a tech hub on the Hong Kong island. And so we were staying there and going to class there. And we were partnered with Cyberport. So they gave us their space to use. And every day we would wake up from the Meridian and walk about 1 mile to class and then walk back. Every day. Yeah, there's too many photos actually, sorry. I can't get through this. But here's graduation. We all graduated. This is the CEO. The CEO of the PBA. She is Israeli. There's a lot of speculation, like who she is. Like people suspect she's Mossad or something, and it's possible. So it's a little scary. And like the last 2 weeks, they like flew in their core team, and we didn't know who these people were, and they're all Israeli. So it seems like POLKADOT is in bed with the Israeli government, and they're doing something for like a technical advantage. So you do have to be careful. Like you have people that are high profile in the program, so you don't want to be making enemies, and you don't want to be saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. You can see me there. I'm sitting there. What is Harold's? Let's see. Here's graduation. So graduation. Let's see. Having a hard time zooming in. Anyways, you can see me there. That's me there. And that's all the classmates left over. So out of the original 90, they eliminated 30%, and these are people left. So, okay, so do you have any questions about the PBA before I continue to talk about polemic? Any questions about applying or how to get in, or is there anything interests you?
Who is funding PBA? I mean, the money.
The OpenGov. OpenGov is funding it. So they'll just apply for the funding, and they always get about 1.5 to 1.6 million. And the most recent one was Singapore, and it just ended.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the background of your casting. I have all the information.
There's so many backgrounds. Like they really try to invite all kinds of people. So they're inviting people that are lawyers, people with a business background. You have some professors. You have people that are just very anarchists. They don't believe in government. They believe that like there should be no government. You have people like that. You have a lot of conspiracy theorists. I think that's the biggest thing is everyone in PBA, they believe it's like our life is a conspiracy, and there's some organization conspiring to harm us. I think that's one thing that all of us could really resonate with and we agree on. But pretty much everybody, you have people that have just graduated college and had no experience and showed promise and showed interest and invited them in. So it's very varied, and it's not just the same people. Yeah, any other questions about applying or?
I think there's a lot of people, a lot of participants join this event, but maybe some people will just quit their jobs to join this event or not.
Drop out?
Yeah, if I have job in Taiwan or something else, so if I want to join this event, how can I?
You have to apply, and then you have to go and live there.
Yeah, but I need to live there.
They'll
Right.
pay you. They'll pay you.
Yeah, sure. But if I have a job, so I need to hire.
So they mentioned something. They said like the very first day. They said if you have a job and you're working remote part time
Oh.
and like you're here
Uh-huh.
and you try to work, you're gonna fail. They
Yeah.
warned us on the very first day.
Sure.
And they said like if you're planning to work here, then your best thing is to leave because we want your full attention,
Yeah.
like 100%.
Just focusing on.
Just focus on
Of course.
PBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they expect you to like show up, and they expect you to do homework. And there's a lot of collaboration, meaning that they team you up with people. They have you team up and see what you can do, and you're competing with each other. So it's very competitive.
And what is the biggest advantage if you graduate from this course?
It depends what you're looking for. If you're an engineer,
Mm-hmm.
then you could learn about the technology within 5 weeks very quickly, and you get access to all of their network. You get access to all the main engineers from Parity. You get access to the Web3 Foundation, and you just have this whole network pretty much all over the world to reach out at any time on your phone, and you become part of this really tight-knit community where you just have more resources and more advantages than you would be without them. So there's more plus, yeah. And if you're a founder, you want to do a startup, you get access to all their engineers, and also you get access to business people, their investor network, such as Polymic and other ones.
Build a relationship.
Yeah, and they know you because they were monitoring you for 5 weeks, like monitoring your progress. They want to make sure that you're suitable for their ecosystem, and you're living there, and they're actually watching your behavior. And so it's stressful. It's very stressful.
Okay.
You're having breakfast with everybody. You're talking to everyone, and they're watching what you do. They're seeing how you behave. They're seeing if you get along with people. There are people that didn't get along with anyone, and they were doing well in the course. They were asked to leave. And then you have people that were doing really well, asked a lot of questions, but asked too many questions. They were asked to leave. So it's just like they were looking for some very specific individual or peoples to be a part of their community. And they're very specific about it. And they're not apologetic about asking people to leave. They'll just say like it's not working out and you need to exit in 24 hours so they can save like on a budget. And when they remove someone, they flew in someone from the 14th into a hotel. Yeah, any other questions about the program or anything else? Yeah.
I'm curious about most of the graduate from the BBA. Most of these people are keep building in POLKADOT ecosystem, or they will choose
Yeah, so like, I mean, so many people. It's like when you graduate, you have 60 classmates, and not everyone is happy with the way things are done at POLKADOT. The politics within the POLKADOT community is very complicated. You have basically a lot of subgroups. Like we're a group, and then there's a group over there, and the groups are all fighting with each other over control, and people have voting rights, right? So like some people, they have a lot of money, and it's just one person, and they're just voting everything and making decisions for people, and so it's very complicated. And you have a lot of people that are lobbying, like talking to people, asking them to approve stuff. So you have to know the right people. And when you join PBA, you get to know the right people right away, and they can help you to lobby and move things along faster. But there are bad actors, people that take advantage of it, and there are people there that are trying to understand kind of like the loopholes in the system. I know some people like this, and they're just there to kind of like take advantage and find a way to get more money from the open code. So not everyone's good, and not all teams keep building. Like a lot of our classmates from mainland China felt that they couldn't really like adapt to the community for some reason. POLKADOT. And he found that a lot of the Chinese, mainland Chinese, during our social events, they always stuck together. They rarely stepped out and like sat with other teams from other countries. And that was something that I felt wasn't productive for them. And so most of these teams that were invited from China, they voiced a lot of opinion that they felt that the communities are suitable for them. And they felt that POLKADOT was favoring white people or people from the West, or even people from Taiwan. They felt like that, and so they kind of like just felt like, okay, we're not going to build on this. So you have people like that. It's very like it's a reflection of reality, real words. Yeah. Any more questions?